I mean, this apocalyptic scene of the sky turning orange and all different colors.
We have some of the audio from those attacks. This is what it sounded like.
There's a President Zelenskiy's speech, Bob, in London, and it really articulates this idea that we don't have to live in perpetual fear.
And let's go live to Ukraine. Many missile attacks in the last few hours there, and Joseph Lindsley standing by right now in Kharkiv. How bad was it, and what's happening now, Joe?
Bob, it is calm at the moment now. Since I spoke to you 24 hours ago, we've had probably 10 separate air alarms. And last night from a little bit after 9:30 until 3 o'clock in the morning, there were alarms throughout much of the country and some missile attacks. And also the Iranian drones were moving around Ukrainian airspace. So I was staying up all night until about 3 o'clock in the morning to monitor that situation. And then I fell asleep. I put on my noise-canceling headphones and was listening to Chopin. I woke up at just about 9 o'clock in the morning. My phone was dead, so I plug it in. And as my phone powers up, I start to get all these messages telling me what I had somehow slept through. The city of Kharkiv at about 4 o'clock this morning. I'm speaking to you from the city of Kharkiv, again, 30 miles from Russia. And at 4 o'clock this morning, the alarms went off. Not within 20 minutes or so, 9 missiles hit the city. And everyone said they were spectacular explosions. And, in the total darkness, it looked like daytime with each of these missiles that hit the city. Buildings were shaking throughout the entire city. It was a night of terror. Somehow I didn't hear it or feel it. And 7 people were wounded is the only information we have now. And the Russians were targeting energy infrastructure. And then as I'm getting these messages, finding out what happened at 4 o'clock in the morning, new messages are rolling in saying at about 8:36, there was a report that missiles had launched from the Caspian Sea. 8:55, cities around the country were going into emergency blackouts to protect their grid. We had not had a major attack like this for 2 weeks and 1 day. And so everyone was kind of expecting this was going to happen soon. And then just when I woke up, I got this message saying that the last message I got was saying the missiles from the Caspian Sea expected arrival in Ukrainian airspace in 10 to 30 minutes. So I scrambled down the stairs. And at 9:33, we had the first missiles entered Ukraine. The first city to get hit was President Zelenskiy's hometown, Kryvyi Rih, and then Dnipro and Odessa. For the next 3 hours, the nation was terrorized, while the air defense throughout Ukraine worked to shoot down a combination of cruise missiles, the very powerful S-300 missiles, and Iranian drones. And it from all told, from 10 p.m. last night until noon today, when the all clear sounded, the Russians fired 71 cruise missiles plus 7 Iranian drones, and in addition to that, 35 of the S-300 missiles. Out of that barrage, Ukrainians were able to destroy 61 of the missiles and 5 of the drones. So the Russians did succeed in hitting some critical infrastructure. The city of Lviv, they were able to protect it with air defense and keep the missile far away from the city. But there were explosions here once again in Kharkiv and in Kyiv throughout the country. And, as this attack was happening this morning, here in Kharkiv, maybe every 30 minutes or so, the alarm sounded again. It's very unusual, but that signifies a higher level of risk and really increases the atmosphere of tension. And I was talking with a foreign soldier who's currently here in Kharkiv, and he said at 4 o'clock, he went out on his balcony and was just mesmerized by this apocalyptic scene of the sky turning orange and all different colors as the Russians attacked.
We have some of the audio from those attacks. This is what it sounded like. I don't know, Joseph, how you can put on noise-canceling headphones when that is going on. I'd be afraid that I would need to hear something and then move to a place of shelter.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I was very tired. I think it was not the smartest idea. Peacefully listen to Chopin. But as one of the staff, the girls of the hotel said, hey, if you can, it's a blessing if you can somehow get sleep in such a situation. But this was. I mean, it put already people are tired. There's reports that Russia is preparing a major new assault on Ukraine. I was talking to a friend in Lviv this morning while we're figuring out which direction the missiles are going. He said, I feel like I'm living between fire and ice. And I think that is very reflective for many of the people here. There is a sort of a new energy from President Zelenskyy's trip to Europe. And actually, last night I was writing, as the drone attacks were happening, I was writing a story for the Spectator magazine. If you go to UkrainianFreedomNews.com, you can click on the link on the top left. You have to enter your email address to read it for free. But about President Zelenskyy's speech, Bob, in London. Well, I think it was a masterpiece of statesmanship, and it really articulates this idea that we don't have to live in perpetual fear. It's the same idea that the Ukrainians, sort of rallied around in 2014. They said we're tired of living controlled by these evil powers, and we don't want to live in a world with tyranny. And that was President Zelenskyy's very clear message, that if we are confident and we support each other, the free world, we can put a stop to this, and that we have to put a stop to it, as we saw today, because you look at all the potential of this country, and to have these attacks once a week or once every 2 weeks, it causes so much destruction, and even down to the level of every single person. As I went around Kharkiv today, people try to be cheerful and smile, but it's heavy and extremely difficult.
What do you make of, I don't know if you had a chance to read New York Times columnist Tom Friedman's piece recently about how scary this is getting, and he wrote that it's now clear Putin has decided to double down, mobilizing more troops and pushing anew as the first anniversary of the war approaches, basically saying to Joe Biden, I can't afford to lose, and I'll pay any price and bear any burden to ensure that I come away with a slice of Ukraine that can justify my losses. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously what Putin is driving for. And from people I've talked to, especially in Washington, it seems, Russia has had time. I mean, they thought that Kyiv would fall in 3 days. They were surprised by that. They've had time, as we get almost to 1 year anniversary of this, to adapt and transform. They've had the past few months to resupply. And that's why, Ukrainians were begging for weapons from the West. And we still have, these promises of tanks from the United States and European nations. The expected delivery is before the end of this year. That's the heavy thing, is that based on what Russia is prepared to do, it seems that the support is too slow coming to Ukraine. And that's, and now the new refrain is, can the West get fighter jets here? There's reports that maybe up to 700 Russian aircraft are being prepared now for whatever this new assault will be. And that's why I think that is why President Zelensky is in Europe these past few days, begging for this equipment. And as he said, we have freedom. We have the freedom already. Give us wings. We need the wings, literally, the planes, to protect it. And I think, it's all about confidence. And that's what Zelensky did. He projected confidence so well in that speech in London. And if the world can stand confidently together, then maybe it will be Putin who will be the one who's afraid. And I think that's the psychological focus of this at the moment.
Joseph Lindsley in Kharkiv. The website is UkrainianFreedomNews.com. We'll talk Monday, Joseph. But in the meantime, do me a favor. When you put on the noise-canceling headphones, at least leave one ear off so you can hear, okay?
I promise I will, Bob. I've learned my lesson.
All right. Please stay safe. Yes. Joseph Lindsley, world's most interesting man.
This I find in my garden. It's peace from rocket.
Help us to win in the war.